greatest mystery which we have overlooked is the mystery of the receding seas. We're saying that seas are rising because of melting snow caps and melting icebergs. We have to resolve to think for ourselves and come up with the solutions that we see around us. Certainly it's not known. The mysterious receding seas. I am Richard Guy. This video is made to address what I call a major mistake in human perception. This mistake in human perception or misinterpretation has led us in the wrong geological direction for nearly 200 years. Many of the theories we have adopted over these years were formulated by men who dabbled in various fields and were considered intellectual giants by their peers. These men arrived at conclusions that swayed public opinion and acceptance of those in a less enlightened era. These men, trained as they were in their specialist fields, ventured opinions in other areas, remotely related to their area of expertise. These opinions, often baseless, sometimes captured contemporary imagination and a following. Their speculations sometimes remained to become part of accepted theory, which found its way into everyday lives and learning. The acceptance and adaptation of these spurious ideas as fact were in reality fiction. Today, with specialization in every field, there is less likelihood that dubious theories live on to survive gestation. Since the early part of the 19th century, isostatic rebound has been taught as a logical, geological phenomenon. We have had to labor under the burden of the Great Ice Age, which depressed the landmass thousands of years ago and which has now vanished. Now that the ice is no more, we have had to accept the rebound theory, which states that the land is now rebounding because of the alleviation of the ice load. All the above conjecture is contrived to validate a mistake in human perception. This mistake was made by none other than Charles Darwin. In December 1831, Darwin set sail aboard the HMS Beagle on a voyage that would take him 5 years, during which he would circumnavigate the globe. The purpose of his journey was to document all sorts of living creatures and plants from around the world. His journey on the Beagle provided him with a lifetime opportunity that would make him famous for his observations and his writings. Darwin explored the coast of South America and observed the phenomena which he called raised beaches. He saw sea fossils on lands which were high above sea level. He found more and more of these fossils inland on the South American continent and the Galapagos Islands in the Pacific. Darwin, like everyone then or now, assumed that sea level was a constant. Sea level was never suspect. Sea level was assumed to be etched in stone for thousands of years. It was never, ever perceived that sea level rose or receded. It was just accepted by all as a fixed datum from the earliest times. When we are assailed today by the media saying that sea levels are rising due to global warming, what is really implied is that the sea level is rising above the static datum that it has always been through the ages. For example, it is popularly thought that the same sea level that existed 2,000 years ago is the same sea level that exists today. This is absolutely untrue. The sea level worldwide has receded over 20 feet since then. The sea level that Columbus sailed on was 5 feet higher than the sea level Henry Hudson sailed on 100 years later. The sea level today is 15 feet lower than the sea that Henry Hudson sailed on. Following on this argument, it is no surprise, therefore, that what Darwin interpreted from his observation was the wrong deduction. The land was not rising from the sea, but it was the sea that was deserting the landmass. This mistake was later compounded when other thinkers entered the arena and adopted what Darwin had interpreted. It would never have occurred to any of them that sea level was the variable in the equation, so they all went ahead and built the theory of isostatic or post-glacial rebound on the Darwinian mistake. It never was perceived that it was sea that was receding from the landmass. Two of the thinkers involved in the gestation of this erroneous deduction were Jameson and Agassiz. They were awed by what Darwin had observed. They all assumed, as Darwin did, that the landmass was rising from the sea. Darwin was trained as a naturalist and collected plants and insects, as well as dabbling in geology. Jameson was a Scottish agricultural lecturer who dabbled in geology. Agassiz was a Swiss doctor who studied fishes and published books on fish species. He also studied glaciology. Darwin declared that the landmass was rising from the sea, and Agassiz adopted Darwin's idea and took it one step further. He declared that the reason that the landmass was rising from the sea was because the earth had been depressed by a previous ice age. Now that the ice age had gone, the earth was now rebounding. And so the theory of isostatic rebound came into being and has been with us ever since. Volumes have been written about isostatic rebound, and many doctoral theses have been awarded based on post-glacial rebound over the last 100 years. It is, however, a mythology, pigmentation, because no such phenomena exists. The Earth has been expanding, and Earth expansion has been mistakenly categorized as isostatic rebound, but nothing of the sort ever happened. Earth expansion is the reality. Receding seas affects all our lives. I am